Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming live from Mesa in Arizona. Yes, I was supposed to move today, but due to injury to my foot, I'm still here in Arizona because I cannot drive my RV since it is my right foot that is involved, so I can't work the accelerator, I can't work the brake pedal. So we're here for another couple of weeks, but that's okay. That's okay. There's some reason that I have to stay here, and I'm okay with that. Um, so, how has your tune up Tuesday been? What tune ups did you get up to today? I um, I spent the day racing. If you don't know what racing is, it is rest, ice, compression, elevation. And I've also added in, I'm not sure which letter it's supposed to be. I guess we do too is electrocution. I love that. I got this cool little tool here. Hang on, it's coming up. I got this cool little tool. It's a TENS machine for anybody who hasn't seen one of these. And it's got all these little like neck, shoulder, back. Who the hell put black writing on blue buttons? Whose bright idea was that? And when you turn the machine on, they don't even light up. You're supposed to figure it out. Let's see. Neck, shoulder, back, elbow, hip, ankle. I think it's knee, foot and hand, wrist, need, acupressure, tap, cupping, scraping, or random, and then you've got speeds. So this little thing here is you take these, the idea is that you take these little electropads here, and I only have two of them hooked up because I didn't need the two, and you put them on your foot, and my chiropractor very graciously, we texted backwards and forwards last night with instructions. Actually, I sent him a picture of my foot, and he drew on my foot where the pads go and then sent the picture back to me. So he very graciously let me know what to do with that, what intensity to put it at, how long to put it at. But the problem is that this one doesn't have the megahertz that he told me. He says between 80 and 120, and it's like, it doesn't say megahertz on here. And it also defaults its time to 80 minutes. How do I get that turned down? And the instructions tell you no, don't have any information on how to adjust the time on here. So you kind of got to watch it. But it feels really good because I put it on kneading, and it's just this rolling thing between the two pads. You just feel the buzz rolling through the muscles, and I turned it up as much as I could stand it, and then went up as high as I could stand it with a little bit of pain, and then took it back just a notch, which meant I had it on like 8 out of 10. But it feels really good. So I've spent the day with my feet up. I spent half of it laying on the couch, and then Zeffy took over the couch, so I went to the recliner. Then I had to come sit over here because I had a one-to-one connection to do on Zoom, and had a great connection. I met this wonderful woman who actually has an organic soil supplement that rebuilds the soil in your garden. And it leads to healthier soil, which leads to healthier plants, and you don't need pesticides. Oh, isn't that great? I am not a green thumb. But that made sense to me. So like, healthy plants don't need pesticides, I'm in. Because the plants would have to take care of themselves, because this one is not a gardener. But anyway, it was very interesting learning about the soil supplement that they had and how it all works and everything else. And so it was a really cool conversation. And then I went back, because Zeffy was still on the couch, I pulled out my ice, went back to the recliner, put pillows underneath my leg, so it was up higher, not just on the footstool, and I just finished icing. So I just finished the icing part, and but been coping, only getting up and walking around when I absolutely have to. Have not spent a lot of the day on my feet, and there's stuff that needs to be done, but it's just I didn't have anything planned apart from that appointment with Laurie today. I had nothing on my calendar except my Facebook Lives and my meeting with Laurie. That's it. Nothing else is on my calendar for today because it was blocked out for travel. So I thought, well, I've got nothing on my calendar. I wasn't expecting to do any work. I can't stay sitting at the table and working, even though my leg is off out to the side here. It's a very uncomfortable position to sit in for very long. And it's also making my foot swell up too, because it's kind of even though it's on a cushion, it's kind of pointing down. So I will finish this up and go back to the couch because Zeffy moved. And I'm probably going to take a snooze. So I need a snooze. I need a quick nap, and then I will reluctantly put on some shoes and socks. Once it's getting the foot into the shoe that's the problem, but once the foot is in the shoe, the compression of the shoe is amazing. And then I'll pull my walking stick out and take Zeffie over to the dog park and let her run around off the leash, and hopefully she'll expend a lot more energy there. And then we're taking the short walk back because I do not want to go through the frustration that I had this morning of her constantly pulling because she's used to such a fast pace and not a slow pace. So we're just going to do that today. And the mail truck just went driving past. Sorry, it's 5:10 in the afternoon, and the mail truck just went off down the street. He was doing more than 10 miles an hour, I will tell you that. So we're just going to wait a little bit before I have to go out, but I want to do it while it's still daylight so I don't step on anything, because I found that even with Zeffie's dog food that she likes to put all over the place, if I step on anything that is not flat, it hurts like crazy. So, but it's, I seen a pic, that's what I did this morning. So I had my foot propped up with the TENS machine on it, and I took a photograph of it and sent it to my mum. She goes, "You're very color coordinated," she said. She says, "Your foot's purple," and then the blanket was purple, and then there was the edge of a book that's got purple pages on it, and then behind that was my purple rain jacket. So it was like the purple on the purple on the purple on the purple. So she says, "Very color coordinated today." I was like, I didn't even notice that. I just took my phone out, pointed my camera at my foot and took a picture of it. I did not realize how color coordinated I was with the purple backgrounds that were in my photo, and I had to go back and look at my photo and went, "Oh yeah, everything's all toned in with the color of the color of a couple of places on my foot right now." So people asking what happened. A lot of people have been sending messages. Thank you so much for those going, "What happened?" What happened is that Zeffie has an octagonal Kong, which is about this round, but it's got the 8 sides on it, and then it's got rounded ends. And it was sitting in the stairwell where I couldn't see it. And I went out to get the mail, and I had socks on. I hate wearing shoes, so I had socks on. It's a little too cold not to have socks on. So I had my socks on, and I opened up the door. I was having problems getting the door open. I finally got the door open. I just stepped down. I didn't even look down where I was stepping, and my foot hit the top of that thing and rolled, so that my toes actually got caught underneath the Kong, and I kind of tripped down the stairs a little bit, and I've ended up with I don't know if it's coming out yet, but there's a sore elbow over this side, got a slightly twisted lower back, and the knee's a little sore today, which surprises me. The ankle is not, which is really cool. I am so thankful it did not happen to my left ankle, because I had a severe high sprain on there back in 2010, and it has never been right since, and there's days where I'll be walking along and it just gives out. No warning, it just gives out. I can do all the exercises I want to help strengthen the leg muscles and everything else about it, keep the tendons supple and soft and nicely stretched, and everything else, and my ankle will just collapse underneath me for whatever reason. So I'm thankful that it was not my left foot, because I would have been in a lot more trouble if I was. So my little toe took the brunt of it, and it's kind of about half purple. It's purple between the joint on the foot and the little joint that it has. That first little piece is purple, and then the purple kind of goes across the next 2 toes. But my big toe and the toe next to it, perfectly fine. I can actually walk on that side of my foot with no problem at all. Walking flat is kind of okay, but if I walk on the outside of my foot, that's not okay. But yes, I just went for a roll. I just strained the tendons in there, and everything is doing good for today. When I texted my chiropractor last night and said, "This is what happened. Here's a picture of my foot. What do I need to do? I know I probably need to strap it. How do I strap this?" Because I knew I needed to wrap it. How do I wrap this? So he said, "Well, what have you got for wraps?" And I told him, and I said, "Do I need any of that tape stuff?" And so he showed me which one to get. So I've ordered that. So I've got supplies coming from Amazon tomorrow that'll have that in there. It has the there's a cream in there that it has. It's a homeopathic cream for pain and bruising and stuff. Arnica? I think it's Arnica. So I've got that in there. I've got there's actually the ice pack that I have in the freezer is designed for the small of the back. So trying to get it as a compression around my foot has been a difficult challenge. But this one actually comes with a ice pack wrap that is designed for hands and wrists and feet. So I'll be able to get that compression around my foot when that gets here and I get it frozen. So there's a couple of supplies that I got that I needed. He's told me how to wrap it and keep it compressed, but I can't get it in my shoe if the wrap is on. So I have to take the wrap off, get my foot in the shoe, which is a challenge, but once my foot is in the shoe, it actually feels really good because of the compression. And it has got laces, and I've done on the laces as far as I can, but because it's in that toe area, it's actually getting it into that toe area of the shoe that's the challenge. But once it's in there, it feels really, really good. The problem is I hate wearing shoes. I would walk around barefoot if I could. I don't like wearing shoes. I really don't. The first thing I always do when we come back in the RV is the shoes are off. I hate having to wear shoes on days that I have to drive. It's just, yeah, I've yet to find a shoe that feels like I'm not wearing shoes. So, but any type of shoe that I get, so like, is it comfortable to walk in? Yeah, that feels okay. But they never really fit me properly because I have narrow heels and I have a wide foot and narrow heels. So finding ones that fit the narrow heel with the wide foot is a challenge. But that's okay. We find shoes that we can walk in. I got my tramping boots. They feel really good when they're on, but there is no way I can get my foot in my tramping boots right now because they give really good foot and ankle support. But there is, because of the putting your foot down and having to go into the boot, there is no way that the boot opens wide enough for me to be able to get my swollen top end of my foot into that boot, which is kind of a bummer because I actually like wearing my boots. I mean, not like wearing shoes, but I like wearing my boots, my tramping boots. But it's just one of those things. So, but it's been a great day. I've got some rest. I did some reading. I did some jigsaw puzzles. Watched a movie. I watched a movie. Which movie did I watch? Something about Brooklyn Bakery. It was a chick flick. Next movie I'm watching is Action. What is it? I have no clue. I actually posted on my Facebook page earlier today saying that I want a spy thriller suspense action movie. And not a James Bond, James Bourne, Jack Ryan, or what's the other one I had on there? I was thinking Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones isn't really a spy movie, but I guess it kind of is in a way. And asking for recommendations, and somebody came back with the Now You See Me movies. And if you have not seen the Now You See Me movies, they are fantastic movies. There's Now You See Me and then Now You See Me 2. Fantastic movies. Talk about twists and turns and unexpected things. I mean, I don't know how many times I've watched those movies, but there's certain areas that you kind of tend to forget about, and so it's like, oh yeah, forgot about that. But they are fantastic movies. And somebody told me about Prestige, and I thought, The Prestige, have I seen that before? So I brought it up on Prime, and it is included with Prime, so I was able to watch. So I brought it up there, and I watched the trailer of it, and I thought, no, I don't think I've actually seen that one because I couldn't remember if I had or not. And reading about it, it kind of sounded like something I had, but then I remembered it was The Illusionist that I had seen, not The Prestige. So I've got The Prestige queued up at some point to watch as well. So I'm looking for a really good spy thriller a really good spy movie where you're sitting on the edge of your seat. There's suspense, there's thrillers, there's twists and turns and action. Because when I do chick flick days, first movie's a chick flick, the rest of them are all action movies. So that's why Brad liked having chick flick day with me, because he knew he had to suffer through one movie for about 90 minutes, and then the rest of them were action. Hey, it's how I roll. That's my chick flick day. But anyway, so if you have any suggestions, find that post on my Facebook wall, and please comment there if you've got some great movies. Oh, Red was the other one, the 2 Red movies. Although I like the Red I like way better than I like Red 2. Red 2 was not as good as the first one. Not as good. But the Now You See Me movies, they are both excellent movies, and you have to see the first one before you can watch the second one because they're not individual stories. One kind of continues on from the other one, so you've got to know the background for the second movie. But yeah, great movies. In fact, when I saw those, I thought, yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Oh, and then somebody suggested Rear Window, which I absolutely love, that Alfred Hitchcock movie, and North by Northwest. I have that one on DVD. I do not have Rear Window on DVD, though. I don't know why. But North by Northwest, love watching that movie too. I have it on DVD, and then the other one was Rear Window. So, and I haven't looked to see if there's been any others. So what movies would you suggest for spy action thriller, sit on the edge of your seat movies? We've got 12 comments in here now. Wow. I know several of them there. North by Northwest, Rear Window, The Prestige. Somebody put the trailer there. I Care About You on Netflix. Well, unfortunately, I don't have Netflix. So, but I will put it on my list if it ever comes over onto Prime or I see it somewhere else. Or have the option, have the thing to do it. Then we talked a lot about Prestige. Yeah. So, so yeah, so if you find that post and you've got some suggestions on movies, please put them on there. I want to get my collection of action movies up and running again. And I know there's been a lot of new ones that have come out that I haven't seen yet. But I want movies, not TV series, movies. Although mini-series I will do, like Pride and Prejudice comes in, depending which one you want. There's the 6-part one or there's the 3-part mini-series with Colin Firth in it, which is really good. Yeah, so if it's a mini-series, then yes, I will watch it. But if it's like a TV series with seasons, yeah, no. I'm looking for mini-series or movies. Yes, although I don't have mini-series mentioned in there. So mini-series or movies. So anyway, that's it from me. Oh, how did your tune-up go? Did you find something to tune up today, tweak? Mine was just, keeping my attitude twisted to the fact that, I'm going to be laid up for a few days. That's okay. I just have to go with the flow and get over the worst 2 days, which is going to be today and tomorrow, because I know tomorrow's going to be worse than today was. Because somehow when you've been exercising a lot or you hurt something, it tends to hurt 2 days later, even more than it did the day you actually did it. Or, yeah, it seems to be the worst day after the injury day or the surgery day or whatever. So I'm expecting tomorrow to be a lot more painful than it was today. But right now, I got to get off the seat because my foot is turning purple. It's because I've got the calf muscle is being pressed by the edge of the seat, which is not good because my toes are going numb right now. So I'm going to go, now that Zeffy's off the couch, I'm going to go sneak onto the couch so I can put my foot up on my nice little wedge I've got over there. So have a super fantastic sparkling day. I'm going to go rest my foot up for a little bit before I take the DOG for WALK. More like an HOBBLE. I'll hobble, she'll try and run. Guarantee it. But anyway, I got to go put this on for 30 minutes and then I'm going to take Zeph for a walk. So have a super fantastic sparkling evening and we will catch you guys later. Hei konera.